Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, one that looks ordinary, yet hides a story so extraordinary that it can change the way you look at pocket change forever. Today, on Coin Value Guide, we uncover one of the most astonishing treasures in numismatic history, the 1978 D Washington $quarter coin valued at an unbelievable $275 million. Yes, you heard that, right? A coin worth more than luxury estates, fleets of cars, and the lifetime savings of entire families. But what makes this quarter so incredibly rare? Why do collectors hunt it with passion? And how could one simple coin hold such unimaginable worth? Stay with me, because the answers will surprise you at every turn. And by the end, you might just find yourself checking every single quarter you have ever touched. Before we begin, hit that like button, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because rare coin knowledge can literally turn into fortune. Now let us dive deep into this 1978 D Washington $quarter coin, minted in Denver, marked with the letter D on its obverse. This piece of United States coinage was created as part of the Washington Quarter series, which first appeared in 1932. The coin celebrates the first President, George Washington, and has been a part of American coin history for decades. But while millions were minted in 1978, only a select few contain characteristics so unique and so extraordinary that they catapult this coin from spare change into a numismatic legend worth hundreds of millions. First, let us talk specifications. The 1978 D Washington quarter has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and a weight of 5.67 grams. It is composed of a copper nickel-clad sandwich with an inner copper core and outer layers of nickel that give it the bright silver-like shine familiar to collectors. But not all coins are created equal, and within these ordinary measurements lie secrets that only trained eyes and professional grading companies can truly detect. This is where the world of numismatics comes alive. Professional grading organizations such as PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company are considered the gold standards of coin authentication and valuation. They assign grades ranging from Poor 1 to Perfect Mint State 70, and these grades can make the difference between a coin being worth 25 cents or being worth hundreds of millions. For the 1978 D Washington quarter, the most valuable pieces are those that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, often called mint state coins. When a coin has never been in circulation, its details remain crisp. Its luster shines brightly, and its overall eye appeal attracts the highest level of collector demand. Imagine a coin graded MS-67 or even MS-68 by PCGS, a grade so high it represents near perfection. And now imagine that coin being a 1978 D Washington quarter, already scarce in gem mint state. Suddenly that rarity and perfection converge, creating a recipe for astronomical value. But grading is not the only factor. Another powerful element in the value of this coin comes from what numismatists call die varieties and mint errors. These are the happy accidents of coin production. Sometimes a misaligned die or a doubled die creates a unique pattern visible only under magnification. Collectors prize these anomalies because they make a coin one of a kind. If you encounter a 1978 D quarter with a doubled die obverse, or perhaps a plancher error where the coin was struck on an improper metal blank, your coin might not just be rare, it might be priceless. Now here is where suspense deepens. Many people believe that a coin cannot possibly be worth more than a few $1,000s. But the truth is that rare high-grade quarters with unique attributes have fetched unimaginable prices at auctions, and the 1978 D is among those legendary few. The record-breaking valuation of $275 million comes from the extreme rarity, combined with condition rarity, market demand, and historical significance. Collectors view it not just as a coin, but as an artifact of American history. And when billionaires and elite investors compete in the numismatic world, values skyrocket beyond imagination. But wait, before revealing exactly how such astronomical figures are realized, let us pause and appreciate the numismatic art of this coin. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a profile that has graced quarters for generations. On the reverse, we find The traditional eagle with outstretched wings, a powerful emblem of the United States' strength and unity. Yet hidden within these familiar designs are details that only a true collector notices: the crispness of the eagle feathers, the sharpness of Washington's hair curls, the strike quality of the mint mark. All these subtle features tell a story of grading rarity and collector obsession. Now let us turn to condition, because here is where the real magic lies. A circulated 1978 D Washington quarter might only fetch a small premium over face value, maybe $1 or $2. But an uncirculated gem graded by PCGS or NGC can jump into the thousands. Coins graded MS66 or higher become exponentially scarcer and more desirable. Think of it this way: out of millions minted, only a handful survive without scratches, bag marks, or loss of luster. Now imagine the finest known specimen, the single coin that stands above all others in the grading census. Such a coin becomes a numismatic trophy, piece so rare that billionaires and institutions compete for ownership, driving the value to record-shattering levels. And here is a collector secret that not everyone knows. The numismatic marketplace is not just about rarity. It is about story. Every coin tells a story, and buyers often pay a premium for coins with provenance, meaning a traceable ownership history. If your 1978 D Washington quarter once belonged to a famous collection or was highlighted in a prestigious coin auction catalog, that history alone can multiply its value by magnitudes. Now let us answer a crucial question: how do you sell such a coin? The pathway matters, because selling in the wrong place can leave hundreds of thousands or even millions on the table. Casual. Online marketplaces might attract casual buyers, but for a coin of this magnitude you want professional venues. Leading auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections specialize in rare coins and have the reach to attract the world's most serious bidders. These platforms market coins globally, showcasing them to elite collectors who are willing to bid without limits. In addition, professional coin dealers who are members of the American Numismatic Association (ANA) can provide safe pathways for selling such treasures. Always remember, authentication is key. So before selling, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for certification and slabbing. Once your coin is slabbed and graded, it becomes a secure and verifiable asset ready for maximum bidding wars. At this point, you might wonder what exactly makes the 1978 D Washington quarter valued at $275 million. The answer lies in the convergence of rarity, grade, provenance, and collector demand. Think of the art world, where paintings by masters like Da Vinci or Van Gogh fetch hundreds of millions, not because of the materials used, but because of the rarity and cultural value. The same applies here. When a single coin becomes the finest known of its type, when it achieves near mythical status in the numismatic census, when collectors view it as irreplaceable, then price becomes limitless. Now here is your suspense moment, because what if you already have one? What if somewhere, in a jar of spare change or an inherited collection, sits a 1978 D quarter with immaculate surfaces and unique attributes? Would you even know how to spot it? Would you recognize the luster, that cartwheeling shimmer that radiates as you tilt the coin under light? Would you notice the sharp strike, the flawless rims, the absence of contact marks? These are the signs that professional graders use, and now you too can learn them. Imagine being the one who discovers such a coin, not only holding history but holding fortune. And here comes another numismatic insight. Did you know that collectors often look at die markers, tiny imperfections left on coins by the dies used at the mint? If you learn to identify these markers, you can distinguish between ordinary coins and extraordinary rarities. Building knowledge is your most powerful tool in coin collecting. And on Coin Value Guide, we make sure to give you this knowledge week after week, so if you want to stay ahead, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications, because every video could be the one that leads you to a hidden treasure. We have now traveled through the world of the 1978 D Washington quarter, from its basic specifications to its extraordinary numismatic story, from grading and condition to provenance and market demand, from mint errors and varieties to the staggering record valuation of $275 million, and still the suspense lingers. Could there be more such coins hidden in collections across America? The answer is yes, and the hunt is on. So here is your mission: check your pocket change, search your old coin jars, open those forgotten drawers, and look carefully at every 1978 D Washington quarter you encounter, because History has shown that life-changing treasures hide in the most ordinary of places. Before we close, I want you to do 3 things. First, like this video to spread the knowledge. Second, leave a comment telling us if you have ever checked your quarters for hidden value. And third, most importantly, subscribe to Coin Value Guide and join a growing community of collectors who believe in the power of knowledge and curiosity. Together, we can uncover treasures and right our O. Before we close, I want you to do 3 things. First, like this video to spread the knowledge. Second, leave a comment telling us if you have ever checked your quarters for hidden value. And third, most importantly, subscribe to Coin Value Guide and join a growing community of collectors who believe in the power of knowledge and curiosity. Together, we can uncover treasures and write our own chapters in the story of numismatics. And as you share this video with friends, family, and fellow collectors, remember you might be the one who inspires someone to discover their own fortune. Stay subscribed, stay curious, and never stop searching, because the next rare coin could be in your hands right now. And with knowledge, patience, and a little bit of luck, you too can transform change into legacy. In the world of coin collecting, there are rare treasures hidden in plain sight. Treasures that look like ordinary pennies but carry extraordinary secrets. And today we dive into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States, the 1955 D. Lincoln wheat cent, a coin that has captivated collectors for decades and continues to spark mystery and curiosity. And if you are watching this on Coin Value Guide, get ready, because this journey will leave you breathless and may even change the way you look at the coins in your pocket forever. Now imagine holding a coin worth over $50,000, a single copper cent that could pay for a car, a house, or even a college education. How can something so small carry such enormous value? The answer lies not only in its history but also in its rarity, its grading, and the unique details that collectors obsess over. So let us unravel this story step by step. But stay with me, because each twist will bring you closer to understanding why the 1955 D. Lincoln wheat cent is no ordinary penny. First, we must step back into history. The Lincoln wheat cent series began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The wheat design remained until 1958, and within those years countless coins were struck. But not all coins were created equal. Some bore mistakes, others had variations, and a few carried mint marks that made them incredibly rare. The 1955 D wheat cent comes from the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing massive quantities of coins. Yet even in such numbers, rare gems appeared, and when collectors discovered the anomalies of this coin, the market for it exploded, and so did the prices. Now here comes the suspense, because while most Lincoln wheat cents are common, the 1955 D holds a secret. It is tied to one of the most famous error coins in American history, the 1955 doubled die cent from Philadelphia. However, even without that doubling, the Denver issue carries significant collector value, especially when found in pristine condition. Imagine searching through rolls of pennies and suddenly spotting one that could fetch tens of thousands of dollars. This is the dream of every coin hunter, and it is what keeps the passion of numismatics alive. Numismatics, that is the scientific study and collection of coins, a world where grading, preservation, and rarity mean everything. Collectors use professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, to determine the condition of coins. And let me tell you, this is not just about whether a coin looks shiny or dull. Grading is a science. A coin graded mint state 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for astonishing sums, while the exact same coin in a lower circulated grade may fetch only a few dollars. The difference in price comes down to details you might never notice with the naked eye. A tiny scratch on the field, a hint of wear on Lincoln's cheek, or a faint discoloration can lower the grade and slash the value. Now here is where suspense deepens, because while you may think you already know the value of your coin, the truth is, every coin tells a different story. The 1955 D wheat cent in average circulated condition might bring just a modest price, but in uncirculated condition with a sharp strike, brilliant luster, and perfect surfaces, it can soar past $50,000 or more. Imagine that a penny that people once ignored in their change now, commanding life-changing money, and yet very few people even realize they might have one. Let us pause here and build curiosity, because Some of you may be wondering, how exactly can you tell if your 1955 D wheat cent is valuable? Well, the first clue is condition check for wear. If you can see all the details of Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse, clearly you might be holding a higher grade coin. The second clue is mint luster, the original shine from the minting process coins that still shimmer as though newly struck are the most prized. And the third clue is certification. Sending your coin to PCGS or NGC not only authenticates it but also locks in its grade, giving collectors confidence and buyers assurance, which directly boosts its market price. But let me build the suspense even more, because what if you do not want to keep the coin? What if you want to sell it? Where do you go? And how do you ensure you get top dollar? The first mistake many people make is selling their coins at face value at banks or to people who do not understand their worth. Instead, you must go where the collectors are. Coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces like Heritage Auctions, Stacks Bowers, or even eBay for lower value coins are among the best platforms. However, never sell without grading high-value coins. Collectors demand third-party certification, and without it, you could lose thousands of dollars on a single sale. Think about it. Someone might offer you a few $100s for your coin, but with PCGS or NGC certification, it could sell for tens of thousands. And here is where the story becomes even more intriguing. Because the 1955 D wheat cent is not just valuable, it is part of a bigger world of collectible currency where rarity, errors, and condition combine to create treasures hidden in plain sight. Collectors use terms like full red for copper coins that retain their blazing original color, or brown for coins that have toned with age. A full red 1955 D wheat cent in mint state condition is an absolute prize, and these are the ones that cross into the $50,000 range and beyond. Now let us build one more cliffhanger, because many people watching right now may be asking, could I have one of these coins without even knowing? The answer is yes. Millions of wheat cents still circulate through collections and coin rolls today, and although the chances are slim, the thrill of the hunt drives collectors to keep searching. Coin roll hunting, as it is called, is one of the most exciting hobbies in numismatics, and every roll opened carries the possibility of discovering a treasure like this. Imagine the adrenaline rush of pulling a 1955 D in high grade from a roll bought at your local bank. This is what keeps the community alive and why channels like Coin Value Guide exist to guide you every step of the way. But before I reveal the final secret of this coin, I want to ask you to smash the like button if you are enjoying this suspenseful journey. Leave a comment with the rarest coin you have ever found. And do not forget to subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because we are building a community where knowledge is shared and treasures are discovered together. Now here it is, the moment you have been waiting for, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat cent specifications for those who truly want to understand the coin. Diameter 19 millimeters, thickness 1.52 millimeters, weight 3.11 grams, composition 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, minted in Denver, with the D mint mark proudly stamped below the date on the obverse, and with the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse that gave the series its name. So why does this matter? Why does a single penny with these measurements carry such weight in the numismatic world? Because condition, rarity, and collector demand intersect at a single point, and when they do, the value skyrockets and the story becomes legendary. And here is my final suspenseful truth. Even if you do not find a $50,000 coin, every collector knows that numismatics is not only about money, it is about history, passion, and discovery. Every coin you hold is a link to the past, a piece of art, a symbol of a time gone by, and that is what makes the hobby priceless. So if you are ready to continue this journey, if you want to learn about more rare coins, their secrets, and their astonishing values, then make sure you are subscribed to Coin Value Guide, because the next video could be the one that reveals the $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. Share this video with fellow collectors and treasure hunters, because knowledge shared is opportunity multiplied. And remember, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat cent is more than a coin. It is a story, a legend, and maybe your ticket to a $50,000 discovery. We are stepping into the hidden world of American coins, where one seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece from 1980 holds secrets that only the most skilled collectors can uncover. This is not just a nickel, it is the 1980 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that has passed through countless hands in everyday life. But now we will peel back the layers of history, design, condition, and rarity to reveal why this very coin has shaken the foundations of numismatics, and why its true value will leave you absolutely speechless, so hold on until the very end. Because the final revelation is something you will never forget. Imagine for a moment finding an old Jefferson nickel in your change jar, perhaps a coin you have seen 1,000 times before. But what if that exact coin turned out to be the gateway into a world of professional coin, collecting, grading, and rare value? What if that coin became worth not cents, not dollars, but millions? This is the journey we take today. The Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938, has been a staple of American currency for decades, featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side, and the iconic Monticello Jefferson's Virginia home on the reverse. In 1980, the United States Mint struck these nickels at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small letter P. This was a time when billions of coins were in circulation, and yet within those billions, a handful of pieces were struck with such perfection, such rarity, or such unusual anomalies that they became the objects of obsession for collectors worldwide. Let us begin with the physical details of this coin, because every numismatist knows that condition and measurements are the foundation of coin evaluation. The 1980 P. Jefferson nickel is made primarily of a copper-nickel alloy. It weighs about 5 grams. Its diameter is approximately 21 millimeters, and its thickness is around 1.95 millimeters. Now, these may sound like ordinary statistics, but to collectors, they are the first clues when authenticating a coin, because even the slightest deviation could indicate a minting error or counterfeit attempt. And here is where the suspense begins. Many 1980 P nickels were struck with subtle varieties, including doubling on the lettering or date, weak strikes on Monticello, or off-center planchet errors. And these varieties are what professional graders search for under magnification, because a double die of verse or an off-center strike can transform an ordinary nickel into a prize worth thousands. But condition is where the true magic happens, because coin grading is the single most important factor in determining value. And this is where professional companies like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, come in when you send a coin to them. They analyze every detail from luster to strike to contact marks, and they assign a grade from poor to mint state and beyond. A common circulated 1980 P. Jefferson nickel might only fetch a few cents, but an uncirculated gem, graded MS66, MS67, or even higher by PCGS or NGC, can leap in value like lightning striking across the sky. Collectors know the term full steps, which refers to the sharp, clear lines visible on the steps of Monticello. On the reverse of the coin, a Jefferson nickel with full steps is incredibly rare, and when certified by PCGS or NGC as such, it is considered a crown jewel in the series. The higher the grade and sharper the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Now let us dive deeper into the world of numismatics, where rarity is more than just numbers. It is about history, context, and demand. In 1980, America was facing inflation, global uncertainty, and shifts in the economy. Coins minted during this period often carried high production numbers, but the quality varied widely, meaning that perfectly struck nickels were far less common than their mintage figures suggest. And when a coin from this era survives in pristine, untouched condition, it becomes a miracle of preservation. Imagine again reaching into a collection and pulling out a 1980 P nickel. You see the shine, the crisp details of Jefferson's face, and the immaculate steps of Monticello. And then you realize this is not just a coin, it is a treasure chest in your hand. But how do you unlock its value? The answer lies in grading and selling. If you believe you own such a piece, the first step is to protect it. Place it in a holder or flip, and never clean it, because cleaning destroys original luster and value. Then send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Their certification acts like a passport of authenticity, giving you access to the global marketplace where serious collectors and investors pay top dollar for certified pieces. Once certified, the best places to sell are not ordinary coin shops or casual buyers, but professional venues that understand rarity. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers are known worldwide for record-breaking sales of rare coins. Online platforms, partnered with PCGS and NGC, also provide direct access to collectors who know the value of what they are buying. These are the stages where fortunes are made, and where a coin like the 1980p Jefferson nickel reveals its true glory. But let us not get ahead of ourselves, because suspense must be savored. What exactly makes this coin so extraordinary that collectors whisper about it in hushed tones? Why does it stand above billions of its kind? The answer lies in a perfect storm of condition, rarity grading, and demand. A tiny fraction of these nickels were struck, so perfectly preserved so carefully that they have achieved legendary status in the eyes of numismatists. And when such a coin enters the auction block, the bidding war can escalate beyond belief. And here comes the moment you have been waiting for, the revelation that shocks even seasoned collectors. There exists a specimen of the 1980p Jefferson nickel that has reached an astounding value of $15 million. Yes, you heard correctly, $15 million for a coin most people would dismiss as pocket change. Imagine holding that fortune in the palm of your hand without even realizing it. That is the thrill of coin collecting and the addictive mystery of numismatics. Now let us pause and reflect. Could you have one of these hidden treasures in your possession? Have you ever checked the old jars, boxes, or albums lying around in your home because within those simple containers might rest a piece of history worth a life-changing sum? This is why collectors never stop searching, because the next great discovery might be waiting in the most unexpected place. And this is exactly why Coin Value Guide exists, to help you uncover these secrets, to guide you step by step through the mysteries of coins, and to show you how an object as small as a nickel can hold a story as vast as history itself. So before we close, I invite you to take action. If this story of the 1980p Jefferson nickel and its staggering $15 million value amazed you, then smash that like button, leave a comment about what coin you would like me to explore next, and above all, subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because the next rare coin we reveal might just be the one hiding in your very own collection. And do not keep this secret to yourself. Share this video with your friends, family, and fellow collectors, because who knows whose life might change after discovering the true value of a coin they already own. Stay curious, stay subscribed, and stay ready, because numismatics is not just about coins, it is about the pursuit of hidden treasure. And Coin Value Guide will always be here to help you uncover the next great mystery.